And Dr. King becomes this Christ-like figure who preaches love and embarrasses America into accepting this constitutionalism and preaches it as a religion. While on the other side, the fiery preacher from Deep Step, Georgia, not Sandersville, Deep Step. That Deep Step, Georgia, took a deep step. Mr. Sproggs is to be given credit for birthing that mind. Not the one who brought that mind. Birthing that mind. The midwife. All right? Also, scholars have rumored and supported that he's a descendant of the great Wallace of Senegambia. Nothing is lost. I told Dr. about that. Dr. about your uncle. And he said, my God, you know so much about history. How did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad get you out of the academy? I was teaching at the university when Elijah Muhammad, I had started in 1960 in the nation. And I was a student. I loved the nation, but I was a student. I was a person to study. I didn't just abide in blind faith. So I took a detour to the university. And Dr. Akbar told me, he said, how did you leave the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? How did you leave the academy for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? I said, well, let me tell you something. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad may be a greater proposition. You know what the proposition was? Not knowledge for knowledge's sake, knowledge to be applied. The prophet said, be aware of knowledge that doesn't benefit. I have committed malpractice and fraud against you if you don't leave here with a better life. Your lives are no better than I've messed you up. Martin Luther King, working on the social gospel, preached that religion should be in the society. And in a great sermon called Keep the Bread Fresh, he said modern religion would have to be where people are. If people come in with fornication, coming from life nullification, he said keep the bread fresh. The bread. He understood the communion the way Imam Mohammed understands it. That the communion is and ain't the word of God. And since it's Easter time, I better stop here and deal with a little bit of the Easter story. Now I want you to apply every bit of that story right here. Right here. Don't look for 2,000 years ago. It ain't on the old rugged cross. But the word of God is being crucified today. God gave the word to Imam Mohammed. Huh? And they're crucifying it. How? There are two thieves right on the cross. The secular and the social world. Crucifying him. And what did they do? They stole his garments and shot crap with it. That's what some of these leaders are doing right now. They're running around selling our tapes, promoting themselves. They're shooting crap. They're gambling with our future. You finish the rest of the story. And then they fed to him what? Anyway, he said, asceticism. The man don't want no material thing. Forget the CPC, brother. He don't want you to. He just wants you to be spiritual. The man wants you just to pray. He just wants you to fast. He wants you to be a good Muslim. He wants you just to be with the folk along and love everybody. Don't you see he got him up there? That's what these crucifiers said. Huh? Crucify. Then Pontius Pilate, he stands back. Washes his hands. Huh? Look at the Pontius Pilate, look at that story and find that he's right among us. That's right. It's not my job to reveal the man of sin. But you study it. These are the people telling you right now, ain't nothing happening with Mosque. Wallace is a book salesman. Huh? But they said the same thing about Imam Muhammad. The mild-mannered postal clerk. My God. Well, if he was that mild, I tell you, he changed the world. Made it possible for an African American to be president. Pretty mild-mannered, huh? Okay. Huh? Yes. See, I'm not suited to be the leader. You have to have a man that's temperamentally suited. I'm a fiery person. See, I don't have that temperament. That's why you have to have a man like Brother Wallace C. Muhammad. Yeah. Now. That's right. Huh? Lift him up. Lift all crawl men unto him. Yes, that's what we have to do. This is the Mosque. See, when you value something, you put the person over the most important institution. Now, the publication of intellectual property. That's what all the tricks are about. Trying to take the intellectual property. I still know technology now. I think I forgot any of that. I ain't going to give you details of that scheme. But I tell you, they got a scheme out here. We're going to beat them. Huh? We are going to beat them. No choice. That's right. And God says, inspired, brother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Huh? Read the surah, the cave. And this will give you the understanding. I don't have time to go into this. But this will tell you why the nation of Islam was allowed to exist, why God caused it to exist. The Bible says that before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, behold, I will send you Elijah, will turn the hearts of the fathers unto the children, hearts of the children unto the fathers, that's how to smite the earth with a curse. Huh? They're calling all over the world. They ain't calling for this one, a little, that one. They're calling for him, who represents the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's legacy. And Imam Deen Muhammad. He know I ain't no stroker. I don't stroke people. When I came, I was instructed by one of our great leaders, Imam Yusuf Shah, who's clapping Jody, to say that's right. Because he knew you all were dead. And the Orthodox world had confused you, and you couldn't bear with it. Some of you shouting in your souls and know you're trying to do, but you're scared. We may have to come up with another dance. They got a dance called the Give It Up. Who's the Don't Give It Up? All right. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did a job of excavating the slave soul and putting them in order. So Imam Muhammad could come and build the global man. Now how does he come? He comes with the intellect of Du Bois, not appealing to your emotion. Booker T. Washington, the industrial, CPC, and from the beginning, I told this Caucasian scholar, he said there's no liberation theology in Imam Muhammad. Some of what you're talking about. And just this morning, Brother Deen will witness, a major newspaper reporter has left the newspaper business. He interviewed Imam Muhammad for 15 minutes. When I talked with him, he said to me, W.D. Muhammad, after a 15-minute interview with him, he said, I told you not to the Muhammad. He left the newspaper business. He's now doing his PhD degree. This is a Caucasian Jewish fellow that is now doing his biography on Imam Muhammad for his PhD dissertation. All right, we're getting ready to go to Jonah. All right. Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, Thurman, connecting us to the interfaith world, the systemic relationship between the faith community. Martin Luther King, and I want you to know before the Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed, before Dr. King passed, they got together. So they connected the two. That's the picture you should see. To present to the world. Yes, we have one side. I'm working on the outer, I'm working on the inner, but you're both sincere. Huh? But all of that is contained in Imam W.D. Muhammad. He is the global man. From Africa, mixed with the European, mixed with the Indian. Didn't he tell you Joseph's coat of many colors? We're gonna go to Joseph too in the grain out there. We don't want no false advertising. If I tell you I'm gonna deliver something, I don't do that false advertising. That's called consumer fraud. You can lock me up. Don't want to get locked up. Now let's spend our time with a little bit on Jonah. There was a man on a boat. And that man was on that boat. And he thought he was resting